Are you thinking about moving to Tennessee, loading up the family like the Beverly Hillbillies, and getting a moving truck and getting over to Tennessee? If you're thinking about moving to Tennessee, you are not alone. Tennessee has become one of the top 10 relocation states in 2023. And while we are home of one of the most dangerous cities in America, people are still pouring into the state. Why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Tennessee is a great state with a lot to offer. Now, maybe you've seen some of our other videos about Tennessee and the surrounding areas in Middle Tennessee, and we're going to talk about some of those things today they're also on the videos that I've done in the past. Nevertheless, I felt like these are the most important things and the reasons that people are moving to Tennessee, and I wanted to include them in this video in case you missed my other videos and you want a fresh look at what 2023 Tennessee actually looks like. So today I'm going to tell you exactly why many people are moving here and why you should probably move here too. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to be showing you around the area and showing you a little bit about Tennessee, hoping you can find a place where you can live, work, and play. If this is your first time to the channel and you're wanting to know everything there is to know about the Tennessee state or surrounding areas in Tennessee, feel free to click the subscribe button, click the bell for notification, and then you'll get notified every single time we upload a new video. I'm Michael, and Joshua, Caleb, James, David, and our team. We get calls from people just like you every single day looking to make their move to the Tennessee area and asking all kinds of questions. If that's you and you have questions, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you may have, or we'll help you get plugged in and help you find a place that you could live, work, and play here in Tennessee. Okay, so let's get started. Now, you're going to want to stick around to the end because this is amazing. One of the top search questions that people ask when moving to Tennessee, I'm going to tell you about that when we get to the end, but you're not going to believe what it is. It seems kind of odd, but we'll talk about that at the end. A lot of these things that we're going to talk about today, these reasons that people move to Tennessee, some of them are individually, maybe they're not a reason that people would move, but when you put them all together, people tend to want to move to Tennessee because of multiple of these reasons added together. Now, number 10 is a perfect example of that because it's definitely something that's more like a nice little bonus feature if you're moving to Tennessee. Number 10 is there is a lot of fun stuff to do. Now, I know you could say that about many states, but there's a reason that Tennessee is their second largest industry is tourism. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of things to do in the state. First and foremost is music. And if you like music, you'd love any place in Tennessee, but more on that later in the video. Besides being a great state for all kinds of outdoor activities and different types, there's amusement parks, there's Dollywood, there's Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, there's a NASCAR sponsored go-kart places like Speed Park. My main point here is Tennessee has a lot to offer, not just music venues, although there are many music venues in Tennessee. Okay, on to number 9, the music. Definitely something that Tennessee is known for, especially the Nashville area. Everything from Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Kenny Chesney was born in Nashville, Tina Turner's from Tennessee, Justin Timberlake was born in Tennessee. But a lot of people do move to Tennessee, move to Nashville specifically, and other parts of Tennessee. Maybe they want to get their music career started. Maybe they want to get into the music scene. They want to find out how they can get plugged in. I can remember when I lived in Atlanta that everybody was moving to Atlanta because the R&B movement, rap scene, that was all Atlanta, and one of the hot spots. And everybody wanted to be there. Everybody wanted to be there because that was just the thing to do. Well, Nashville does the same exact thing, except it's been going on for many, many years because Nashville is actually called the Music City, home of the Grand Ole Opry, Music Row. A lot of the record labels are downtown and on Music Row in Nashville. It's just a hot spot for music. You pretty much can't go anywhere to a restaurant, a bar and grill. We're going to take you down on Broadway and show you a little bit. There are bar and grills, honky tonks, coffee shops, you name it. Music, live music is everywhere. Okay, on to number 8. It's perfect for retirement. Now, not everyone that moves to Tennessee is trying to start their career in music or start a young family. A good percentage of people are moving here because they're looking to retire or they're kind of winding down and looking for retirement places. Tennessee does have some exciting bigger cities like Knoxville and Chattanooga, Memphis, Nashville, Murfreesboro, but there's small towns all throughout Tennessee and there's suburbs that in a lot of cases have more of a laid back kind of life, a more slower pace, perfect for retirement. And what about the Tennessee mountains? Places like Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. And on top of that, Tennessee has some great healthcare, great hospitals. Taxes are low for retirees. And as we're going to learn a little bit later in the video, real estate and cost of living is pretty reasonable, as well as Tennessee almost gets in the top 10 as it relates to weather at number 11. They have an average state temperature of 59 degrees. Now, obviously, if you're living up in the mountains, it's a little bit different. But if you're living in, say, Nashville or somewhere around, the middle part of the state, really, you're going to have some pretty decent weather throughout most of the year. That can be really good on the joints for sure. Okay, on to number 7, the weather. You get all 4 seasons. People actually move for this. They get tired of the super hot and dry places like Arizona. And my son lives out in California and it's super, super hot in the summer. And you really don't get a lot of 4-season kind of weather there. I grew up in Georgia where it's super hot, super humid, nasty, sticky gnats everywhere. And then we moved to Michigan for 14 years. And if you've never been to Michigan in the winter, oh my goodness, it snows in late October and it usually melts in April or May. When we moved to Tennessee, it really helped having a variety of weather patterns so that we had multiple seasons and you can really get a sense of fall, which is a great time of year. And it's just really nice. So I'm sure if you live in Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, those places up in the super cold states, you may not appreciate what I'm about to say, but my wife, kids, myself, we love that first snow of the year here. I know when we lived in Michigan, we loved that first snow, but we only liked it for about 5 minutes because it didn't end until, for 6 months. But that first snow here, it really kind of puts you in a good mood. I know it's strange, but that's one of the things that people say about moving to Tennessee that they really like in the places around the area, that they love the change of all 4 seasons. Okay, number 6, the job market is blowing up in Tennessee. It has a great job market. This is another plus for being in Nashville and the surrounding areas. Nashville is actually currently the 3rd hottest job market in the country. Lots of tech companies are moving away from California and Chicago and New York and places like that. Nashville actually has one of the lowest unemployments in the nation. Large companies like Dollar General, HCA Healthcare, Cracker Barrel, LifePoint Health, FedEx, they're all headquartered here. And like few other states, we have a great business-friendly tax environment. And on top of that, people like moving here because there's no state income tax. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later in the video as well. And obviously, with all of the new companies coming in, we have no problem attracting really good talent to work in some of these tech companies here. Okay, on to number 5, the education system. When it comes to grade school through high school, Tennessee has a decent education system ranked right there in the middle, somewhere between 21st and 26th, depending on which study you were looking at a specific time. And when it comes to colleges and universities, they normally rank somewhere around 19 or 20. And if you look at the 2-year college graduation rate, they are ranked 5th in the nation. Here are some schools that you can kind of pick out as far as colleges in Tennessee: Vanderbilt, Belmont University, Middle Tennessee State, University of Tennessee, University of the South, Rhodes College, University of Memphis. Now there's a whole bunch of other ones, and there's hundreds of colleges here in Tennessee. And I'll probably miss some of them. I am sorry if I missed one that you really are proud of, but you can check that out. There are plenty of, you just Google universities and colleges in Tennessee. You will get a whole list of those. Okay, we're going to take a look at number 4. And number 4 is definitely something that's interesting if you're wanting to dive into moving here. It is easier to buy a home. Yep. Real estate prices in Tennessee for most of the state, I would say, are reasonable. They're ranked right around 13th in the nation for a median home price. Now, the median home price in the United States is $429,000. Tennessee is right around $373,000. That's as of January 2023. Now, buying a house in Tennessee doesn't end there. It's definitely easier from the standpoint that there are a bunch of different programs that you can get, everything from buying property and building on that property. There's grants available for housing, grants for building green homes. There's grants for home businesses. There's all kinds of down payment assistance programs, different ways and creative financing that you can do if you're moving to the Tennessee area. Even our team has a program that can help you with your down payment and closing costs. I'll leave a link down below for some of the programs just in case you're interested in looking at that. Or you can definitely set up a Zoom call and we can kind of go over some of that as well. Now, if you're interested in buying your first house and you're considered a, quote, first-time home buyer, that can be a scary thing. And trust me, I've been through it. And it doesn't have to be super difficult or super scary. Our team walks you through every step of the way of what it means to be a first-time home buyer, walks you through all the definitions of what you're going to be dealing with so that you don't have to be walking through this whole process blind. Feel free to reach out and we'll be glad to help you anyway there. If you just want to ask some questions, we'll be glad to answer anything that we can. There's a lot of different organizations and departments in Tennessee that'll help you with the process. So what's making a lot of people move to Tennessee? The ease of buying a house. Now, if you've ever had to go through it and buy a house before in Tennessee or outside of Tennessee, you'll know that buying a house may not be the easiest chore. I'm not saying it's like super easy, but in Tennessee, there's a lot less red tape and a lot less to go through than there is in other states. And being that Tennessee makes it a little bit easier on real estate, that just makes it a whole lot easier for the whole home buying process. Number 3, Nashville. Everybody knows about Nashville. Everybody knows it's an amazing city. I mean, everything from barbecue to the music to the people and the party buses and the beer pedal carts and the bridal parties, eating barbecue, playing music, the bridal parties that eat barbecue and play music on beer pedal carts. There's just about everything you can imagine. Nashville is one of those cities that you really kind of have to experience at least once. Kind of like New York or New Orleans, Las Vegas. You should definitely check it out. Nashville is, I would say, in one of the top 10 cities that you should definitely experience. A lot of people do move to Tennessee just to move to Nashville. They really don't care what the state's about or anything. They just move to Nashville because I'm going to move to Nashville and make it big. They're kind of on board with just being a musician and wanting to learn songwriting and learn everything there is to know about the music industry so that they can make it big and become famous. If that's you, this is definitely the city to be in. And there's also other reasons that people move to Nashville. You can move to Nashville, not just Nashville, but Tennessee is definitely the land of opportunity. Many, many choices of things to do, places to go, and work to find. If you're looking for a career, there's plenty of new jobs that are being created here. This is just definitely a hot spot to be. Okay, now number two, the cost of living is definitely pretty low in Tennessee, especially compared to some expensive states like Maryland, Delaware, Washington, D.C. area. This part of the country is definitely a little more lenient on the cost of living. It's about 12% lower than the national average. It's not like Mississippi cheap, but it is definitely cheaper than some of those northern states. Utilities, transportation, just the overall cost of living in Tennessee is lower than the national average, especially groceries. They're like 16% lower. Now, I know there's people that live in Tennessee that are probably going to comment on this and say, no, groceries are higher. And they're, well, you have to realize groceries overall are higher. We are in currently in the United States here in 2023, inflation is going up, which means all of these items are more expensive. But overall, in Tennessee, they're still cheaper than the national average. Okay. Now, before we get to number one, I don't want you to forget that we have other videos to show you around Tennessee, and you're going to want to check out how you can get $10,000 toward your closing costs from our team. You can find the link down below and find out more information about that. Right now, on to number one. The number one reason that people are wanting to move to Tennessee is low taxes. Tennessee knocks it out of the park when it comes to lower taxes because they have no state income tax. They have a pretty low property tax across most counties in Tennessee, also known as a real estate tax. That's for owning a home in Tennessee. It's really a pretty good deal considering the property tax in Tennessee is lower and the median home price is lower, and it drops into the top 10 for the lowest. Tennessee as a whole is approximately, I would say, anywhere from $200 to $400 cheaper per month than, say, when I was living in Michigan. Believe it or not, taxes are one of the top 10 things people Google before they move to another city or state. Now, Google kind of puts these search features out, and you can Google this yourself. You can just jump into Google.com and then go to the search, and you can start looking and see what other people search. That's what I did. I went in and I looked. I was wanting to see, what do people look at as they're relocating to Tennessee? And for all the time that people are relocating and looking at things, you would think they would look at crime or traffic or house prices or taxes, but taxes beat out almost everything, traffic, crime, and everything. And here's something that's really strange. The number one is not taxes. The number one thing that people search, strangely enough, in Tennessee is say Nashville or Knoxville or whichever city they're looking at. Is it a pet friendly city? Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm thinking about things, I'm going to be concerned about traffic or maybe the safety of my kids, or, I don't think I'm really going to look at whether my neighbors are going to stare at me when I'm taking my golden doodle Kylo for a walk. All right. Well, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you have got some information and find out more about the Tennessee area. If you want more information, you can check out some of our other videos around Tennessee and find out if this is a place where you want to live, work, and play. We'll see you next video and hope to show you around town.